Hello, Gargoyle Nation. Welcome back. As always, I'm your host, Desi C. And before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. We are so close to the 1,000 sub goal. So if you haven't yet, sub, share, and of course, as always, check out the social media, check out the Patreon, do all that fun stuff. And with that, we are going to jump into episode 4. Because that's how the episode starts. We left with Goliath laying prone on the ground, being held down by mercenaries with a gun pointing at him, and Elisa being held by one of the mercenaries. So yeah, that's where we kick off episode 4. Elisa, of course, manages to break free and dispose of her captor, and Goliath throws off the ones holding him down, and they escape. We also have the trio who are still, exploring this new city and this new century and everything. And of course, they're commenting on how big this city is and, their wings are tired. And so, they're just taking a break, and our red gargoyle, as he's not named yet, watches and, of course, decides to copy a human who has just hailed a taxi. So yeah, he tries to do the same thing. And of course, the taxi driver, upon seeing him, pulls a hard Yui and gets the heck out of Dodge. And I guess that's kind of a little bit showing how, yeah, they are used to humans being afraid of them, but I guess not so much the running away in fear. So of course, they're gonna try and do human stuff, and it's not working out well already. So we go back to Elisa and Goliath. They've, taken a break under a bridge, and Elisa finds a tracker on Goliath. She notices the symbol on it, shows it to Goliath, and decides, you know what? There's a stray dog here. Let's go stick it on him and, let those bozos, track Rover for a while. And okay, it is all sweet and everything to see Elisa helping Goliath walk. But is she? Really? I mean, never mind the height difference. The size and weight difference. Is she really assisting him to walk anywhere? Really? Or is he just like, oh, okay, let's let her feel useful? I don't know. But I found it cute. It's nice that she is trying. Back at the castle, we have Hudson enjoying watching TV with Bronx. And, he's flipping through the channels. I hope everyone noticed the quick scene of from The Lion King. But the dog in the dog food commercial that they show that Bronx growls at, Greg has humorously suggested that it's the same dog that Elisa placed the tracker on in the park. It's another sad case of an out-of-work actor going downhill. Even the dogs aren't safe. The trio eventually return to the castle under wing power, and also drafts, obviously. And everyone is worried about Goliath's whereabouts. Sun's about to rise, and he's still not back. New century, new everything. Of course, they're going to be slightly worried. Down in Central Park, Goliath has, noticed the sun's about to rise and leans up against a tree, and, he's saying, he's like, no, I can't go any further. And Elisa's like, why? What happens at, dawn? And he's like, you'll see. And of course, she turns around, mercenaries are about right there. She turns back around towards him, saying, we gotta go. And he's stone. And of course, she's standing there going, what the heck, Goliath, we gotta go. What do I do? But of course, being the good person that she is, she distracts them. Of course, they are going, don't worry about it. We'll track the monster later. There's the tracker on him. And they go after her. I don't know about you, but that's not how I enjoy my mornings. Leading mercenaries around on a chase around, any park or just anywhere, really. And this is what she does. I do love the little detail under the umbrellas. it's the little things like that that show like care and care was put into these things like that. And the Alice in Wonderland statue, yes, that is a thing that is actually there in Central Park. It actually exists, but they didn't just put it there because it happens to exist. Like, they could leave it out or add, like, it's not like the Erie building actually exists in New York City, but they added it. But no, they deliberately kept it in to symbolize Elisa having fallen down the rabbit hole into Wonderland. Because, yeah, now she's in this world with gargoyles and eventually magic and the third race and immortals and yada, yada, yada. So that whole thing. So Elisa has spent, the morning fighting off mercenaries. She has spent the rest of the day guarding over him, even, on alert with a jogger. And sunset, Goliath awakens, and he is surprised to see that she's watched over him all day. And if you notice, she kind of shrugs as he's saying this. And I guess to her, it's like, yeah, I saved yeah, who wouldn't? Like, who wouldn't do this? So that's kind of cool. And of course, we're also reminded as to how stone sleep helps gargoyles heal. In the very first episode, we see Goliath's cut on his hand get healed, and now the effects from the tranquilizer has worn off, all that stuff. And of course, now back at the castle, there's still no Goliath, and Hudson has to remind the trio, we didn't survive 1,000 years sleep just to lose him now. He's worried too, but right now he's in charge because there is no second in command. And he's just trying to keep the young ones, calm and stuff. So of course, Goliath returns, and this is when the trio and Bronx receive their names. Fun fact: Bronx turning away from Brooklyn after he's named wasn't in the script. That was something the animators did. And I kind of like it just because it looks like Lex is almost being sarcastic or something in his response to, I think he likes it. It's nice to know that wasn't written in, and it still works so well. Finally, we have Demona, not yet known as, being reintroduced to Goliath. And this is seeing how much Goliath missed her and everything. And I love also, the double wing wrap and seeing how gargoyles kiss, which is the petting of the hair. Just all these little things. Very cute, very happy moment. And to stick on to the happy moment theme, Demona, again, not known as that yet, but at this point, you see this horrible smile that she gives upon seeing Goliath again. And yeah, that's Demona. We expect that from her. But these happy moments where, she sees the remaining clan members and she's happy, she's gliding with Goliath. She is actually happy, She has gone 1,000 years without seeing or talking to or anything, without seeing her clan. This is her clan. She gained clans throughout the centuries, but this is her clan. This is her family. And after 1,000 years, they're finally awake again. She can finally interact with them, hug them, everything. She is legitimately happy. Unfortunately, she has plans that she wants to go through with. She wants to get rid of humanity. So her happiness is essentially just getting in the way of all that. So when you see her happy like this, it's genuine. She's not putting on an act. But it's Demona, and getting rid of humanity is the most important thing to her. So anyway, Goliath agrees to have the clan help Xanatos retrieve the stolen discs, mostly because his angel asked, and to do it as a thank you for reuniting them. So the trio will take the tower, Hudson and Bronx will take the underground base, and Goliath and his angel will take the air base. And a huge round of applause for the animators here. How everything moves and flows, and you know, the physics and being blown back, and just how fluid it all is. Round of applause. It's gorgeous. I have always loved this scene. Love it. They get on the airship, and of course, Goliath rightly is disturbed at his angel's behavior on the airship and her callousness towards human life. Now remember, they've only reunited a few moments ago. Everything was peachy keen. He's happy, he's delighted, his angel is back. She wasn't dead all these years. And now they're, you know, out in the real world. They're away from the castle. And what has gone on with her? Like, who is this? Who is this person? And I love his line, to kill in the heat of battle is one thing, but not like this. So yeah, obviously, they've battled life and death, you know? They came from that world where you kill or be killed. And it's still a code of honor of, no, he's unconscious. What are you doing? And so yeah, her callousness towards just like, no, it's a human who gives a poop. Yeah. And elsewhere, the trio arrives at the tower and still haven't quite figured out how elevators work. I guess they figure the ones at the castle maybe are special or something. So they open the doors and they only see ropes. They don't see the little, room that shows up to take them to different floors. And they figure, oh, okay, we just use the ropes to go up and down floors. It's a new century, new technology. It's cute, okay? And we end the episode with the trio facing a room full of armed guards. So we ended the last episode with a gun being pointed at a gargoyle, began this episode with a gun pointed at a gargoyle. We end this episode with guns being pointed at gargoyles. So it's safe to assume the next episode will begin with guns being aimed at gargoyles. Lots of guns being pointed at our heroes. And yes, that is the end of that one. I took a little bit longer on that one, but there's so much. There's just so much coming at you again in these episodes. They are filled with so much. I try not to have these drag on too long because, again, most of us have seen these episodes. I know there's a handful who are new to the show, so I don't want to give too much away and all that stuff, blah, blah. Anyway, so as I said in the beginning, like, subscribe, share, check out the Patreon, check out social media, all that fun stuff. And as always, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and be the good that you want to see in the world. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.